I don't know if you noticed, but it's not nearly as echoey or reverby, and that's because of these panels. Right there, right there, there, there. All around the room. That is called Rockwell, and we'll go over that in another video. But basically what this is it goes into like a frame and can hang on the wall and can hang in the ceiling. It's basically sound treatment. It's exciting. I did a session last night for an artist, and it was the first time I had used it with the stuff in there and not have to put blankets up like I did in my last video, which that link will be up there. And it sounded a lot tighter, and I didn't have to tear it down or set it up, which was just great. Today, we're actually gonna go over that session that I recorded last night, and we're going to quantize the drums. And I thought it'd be cool to take you from start to finish all the way through how I quantize a song or an artist and everything else. So with that, let's get into it. We gotta get to my desk, but let's get into that right now. Hey, I forgot to mention, stick around to the end of the video and I'll give you 3 tips on quantizing drums and stuff like that. Or you can just skip ahead, but feel free to watch the video. But 3 tips, end of video. Check, check, hey, hey. Okay, here we go. Remember this mug from the last video? So we're at the desk, obviously, and I have Pro Tools open right here. And before we go any further, I just wanted to say you don't have to use Pro Tools to quantize. Like, every DAW has some version of this. I just use Pro Tools because it's easy for me to work through. I've been using it for a while. My workflow's faster in Pro Tools, so that's why I use it. And you can do this with any DAW. So with that, let's get into it. Okay, so I'm in Pro Tools right here, and if we zoom out, I have a couple of different things going on. You'll notice that there's a bunch of different sections here, and this is basically the comp track for this song. So recording this, we took 2 different passes. We took different sections from each pass, and because of that, what I did was in Pro Tools, I made a new playlist, added a new take to that playlist, and then just pushed up the sections that I needed. So that's why it's all different colors. But that's fine, because for quantizing, I found it's a lot easier just to do section by section anyway. It just works a little bit better and a little bit faster. But for this video, we're just gonna go over just the drums. We're not gonna worry about the percussion or anything else because that's a little bit different. We're gonna worry just about the drum set. So with that, we'll get into it. Intro and verse, I'm completely out, so obviously I don't have to do anything for those. So we'll start in the chorus with the actual groove. So this is what this sounds like without it quantized. So it's pretty solid, but there are some spots where I'm not right on the click, and I want to fix that, so that's what we're gonna do in here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up Beat Detective, and I'm going to go up to this clip separation thing right here, and then I'm gonna highlight this section. This is where it helps to go section by section, because I'm just gonna do the chorus and the verse and that whole thing. So now, once it's analyzed, I'm just gonna play through and kind of look at where these purple markers are. So every purple marker is where there's going to be a cut made and quantizing it to the grid. Okay, so that got almost everything. There was one hit that wasn't quantized, or what, there wasn't a marker there. And I'm just gonna add a marker right here. And the reason that I did that instead of just upping the sensitivity is because a lot of times, if everything's like caught, if 90% of it is caught, you don't want to up that sensitivity, because then it could start picking up on things that aren't actually hits, and that'll create problems for you. So that's, at least for me, that's why I do that. And I'm gonna hit separate, and then Command 0 is a shortcut to quantize things to the grid, and we'll listen to this section again. That's good. It sounds choppy because there's a little bit of, there's some cuts, and when I'm done quantizing everything, then we'll go back and deal with that. So moving to the next section. So right there, I just added a cut because I don't need to quantize things that aren't there, and it'll just make this process go a little bit faster. Like before, I'm gonna hit capture section because I have a new section highlighted. Click analyze, bring the sensitivity down, and then bring it up to where you need it. There's a little doom doom doom. Okay, separate, quantize, listen to it. So Pro Tools messed up there a little bit. So like it cut that initial hit off. And like everything else, this isn't a perfect, like it's a robot quantizing things, so it's not gonna be perfect. And that's where you have to kind of go in and like check to make sure things are good. And that sounded fine. Okay, moving on. I'll start right there, because that buzz is fine. Doing this, like, you also have to like look at what you intentionally want to not be super tight, or if you want everything to be super tight, then quantize all that stuff. But that little buzz thing, I like how it's not, it's in time, it's just not like right down the middle, and that kind of adds to the vibe that we're going for this song. I just split it. I just split it and quantized it while it was doing it because everything looked good. So the next pass, I just did that real quick. Cool. Next section. Sounds good. Going to bridge. Dope. Cool. Now that I have everything quantized and everything like that, now I'm gonna put in Pro Tools, it's called smoothing, and I'm gonna smooth all of those choppy sections. And basically what Pro Tools does is it just adds crossfades in there. So to smooth it, I'm going to highlight the entire section, or the entire song, I guess. And then I'm gonna go down to edit smoothing, capture the section, and then smooth. Now we'll listen to the entire track, making sure everything is smooth. I'm gonna turn click off because I know everything's lined up. Now I wanna make sure that there's no choppiness in it, and turning the click off helps me hear that. Sounded good to me. Now the only thing left is, since I chopped everything up, I'm going to consolidate all of it. So it's all just one file. Dope. And now I have quantized drums in one track. That's basically it. So when you're quantizing drums or time aligning drums or anything, there's 3 things that you need to remember. First thing is going to be quantizing isn't going to fix terrible time. So you need to have a good performance first and foremost. Quantizing is just going to clean up your time for like a couple of random hits that are off. If I'm like completely off the click, it's not going to be very efficient with your time or your patience having to fix every single hit. It's just to clean things up. It's not to fix a bad performance. Number 2 is going to be, don't feel like you have to quantize everything to a 16th note grid. A lot of times, if the groove is there, but I have a couple kick drums that are a little wonky, I'll just quantize the kick, snare, and toms and not worry too much about the cymbals. That way it sounds more natural and it sounds like a real performance versus like a drum machine playing. So number 2, don't think you have to quantize everything to a 16th note grid. And number 3, it's okay to not quantize things if it feels like it shouldn't be quantized. Like that snare buzz felt like it would feel artificial if I quantized the thing perfectly to the grid. Now it was in time, it just wasn't straight down the grid like the rest of the drums were. Quantizing to Tool, it's not a you need to do this with everything that you're given. Sometimes, if the song calls for it, I'll leave percussion tracks unquantized. That's not me being lazy, that's just if the song calls for it, I'll ask the producer to see what they think, and if they think it's a good idea, then we'll do that. If not, then I'll quantize them. But that's basically it. Hopefully you liked the video. If you did like a video like this where I'm walking you through the entire song, let me know down in the comments and I'll make more videos like this. And if you haven't yet, feel free to subscribe to this channel so you can stay up to date on videos like this one and everything else that I do on this channel. And if you like the video, hit the like button and all those YouTube-y things. And with that, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys. One of my favorite things to do in this chair when I'm like needing a break or I'm just getting bored of sitting here is I roll around in this little area with my chair.